Hey y'all, this is, oh my god, 120, there you go. Craven. The other one, Daniel's, is not vacant, so it was not quite, it's not as easy to just pop into. This subdivision is like maybe 4 or 5 minutes from the front gate of Cherry Point Road. So while this is here, my assumption is these, I don't know if they're publicly or privately maintained roadways, but I can check. If they're publicly maintained, that means it's DOT. If they're privately maintained, that means it could be the subdivision or it could be the city, but counties cannot maintain roadways. I'm so sorry, it's so bright, it's so hard for me to see my phone. Notice little cracks in the driveway. Their roof is brand new. Front yard is awesome. There's a couple of weird little patches of concrete. I have no idea what this is. Shingles look really good. The front's super cute. I know that you like the brick. Again, I feel like I've said this so many times, same scenario with the may or may not need a railing. Okay. Front porch. Shutter needs to be put back. There are gutters in the front of the house. Okay. When you walk in, I love that they have crown molding. So this is immediately when you walk in. Love this. They cut this to fit. Not a biggie, just, Okay, again, this was in another house. There's no light fixture in this room, which is not uncommon for some of the older homes in the living spaces and bedrooms. Front door. You also have this chair rail. It needs to just be painted. There is a closet right here. I don't know that you can see it. Again, it's not major. There's a slight difference in paint color. And again, a weird light fixture. This is normal, that needs to be tightened. Touched up around it. Okay. So here's the living space. They do have the anchors in the wall still. The windows are super tall. What the hell? This. I did a shit job with this mantle. So wild. Easy fix, just kind of weird. Okay, they've got a couple of built-in shelves. Love the fireplace, gas. The windows are very tall, almost floor to ceiling. There's a bunch of covered outlets here. So I do notice, again, this is every floor every house with a crawl space. There's a little bit of funkiness in the floor right here in this main joist. It's higher there than elsewhere. You can see it here because this flooring is starting to bow up because of the unevenness of it. I know it's impossible to see. There's also some scratches on the floor right there. Impossible to see. That you can see obviously, but I know you can't see how raised it is. I noticed it right there also. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean there's anything wrong. It just is. It could mean, you just don't know. You won't know until you get an inspection and then go from there. Okay, so here's another view of everything. I love all the little details that they have here. Like that sucks. Minor, just the trim work just needs to be better. I've got the trim detail here as well. There's some moisture in between the pane right here. So that's something that I would, not that it would eventually need to be replaced. Trim on the ceiling. They have painted half of the deck, which is so funny. Like it's gray and then goes to white. The countertop's stunning. And I guess it's marble. Usually you don't see granite in this pattern. The backsplash is also really pretty. They just didn't like finish it correctly. You could, what I would do on this instance, because they didn't use, I think it's called like a Schluter. You could do, it's not bad. You could do like a clear grout. Or I'm sorry, not a grout, a clear caulking. These are custom, like really good cabinets. They're super heavy. I love also that they've taken the cabinetry all the way to the ceiling. Not something that you see very often. I'm going to point it out because it might not, I don't know, this is very weird. So this is required in any wet space to code. It doesn't have to be this. It has to be 4 inches of a waterproof surface. In this instance, they had this here and then laid the tile where it is not on this side. Like typically you would see it around all, every counter in the kitchen. It's just something to note. And so they've added this and it's a little bit different. It's the same marble, but the cut's different. So that being said, not a hugely difficult fix. If you wanted to, I would rip it. You could redo the tile. You could take out that 4-inch piece, redo the tile, because there too. So there's a nice little sitting area for the bar. Formal, informal dining. It's nice that there's 2. We have one where like our son sits to eat, and then we have a formal dining. So this floor piece right there isn't done. I also, like, this flooring wasn't done around where the fridge is. It is just subfloor underneath there. I'm gonna open this up because I'm right here. Garage-ish, laundry room. What is this? Laundry. This is an awesome space. So this is the same weird rolled flooring that is in that other house. FYI. What's amazing about this room is these ceilings are massive. They're probably 11 feet, maybe 12. And this looks out the front. Hot water heaters in here. Oh, it has an expansion tank on it. There is storage here as well. But yeah, this is the fake wood floor. And I wouldn't even consider it wood. Your wallpaper, guys. But it's nice that like they've put the laundry room inside somewhere that's like actually ventilated. Okay. Since I'm here, I'm gonna head here to this room. Same wallpapery flooring. It's hot as shit out today. It actually doesn't feel bad in this room. And all of these windows open up. This is a nice little space. The yard is 100% overgrown. I would get rid of like some of these things. They planted them, but you know, it's kind of like the Dare Drive that had all of the crap in there. I'll go out there later though. Just needs to be cleaned. There is a hole in the beadboard right there. Again, trim here. There's another view of everything. These bottom ones are a little more beat up. This is trash, yep. I love that. They were definitely like a custom build cabinetry. Also, somebody's measurements are on the wall. And I just noticed this. Difference in paint there. Difference in paint over here. Okay. Here's your front door again. I bet this isn't load bearing. It might be. I don't know. You could eliminate that. You would eliminate that closet that's on the other side of it, though. My guess is it's not load bearing. Okay, so the trim continues down the hallway. There's also a door here if you wanted to separate the living space. It sticks a little bit. They didn't paint very well. Blue carpet. Not in bad condition, just blue. And then you have another closet. Different flooring is right there. Gonna go to the right again with the really big floor to ceiling windows, which is nice, not something you see very often. There's a little bit of a raise in the floor over there. It's that or the trim isn't laid the quarter round isn't laid very well. One of the two. Closet. Also, since we've talked so much about like appraisals and stuff lately, I have a house. I mean, it happens once. It's not very often, but it does happen. Sorry, I'm trying to turn off the fan. Tile. This is tile in here. It's gorgeous. The floor does slant a bit that way when you walk in here. This thing is so tiny. Like super tiny. There's a stain. The grout really needs to be cleaned. It is very dirty. Talking about appraisals. So like if you're under contract for a house and it doesn't appraise, we ask the sellers to drop the price of the house to meet, that needs to be painted, to meet the appraisal value of the house. This is also very loose. They do not have to. However, it would be wise of them to do so. And I advise sellers to do this if I'm representing a seller. Mainly because if it goes back on the market, agents are going to call and ask why it went back on the market. If their clients are interested, and telling them the house didn't appraise is not necessarily the best look, they'll probably just keep it moving. Because it shows a lot of times the sellers aren't willing to like negotiate, and I would never advise somebody pay more for a house than the appraisal. The kicker on that is sometimes it's just a matter, and one appraiser could come in one day and say, oh, it's worth 300. Someone else could come in literally the following day and say, oh, it's worth 280, and it just is. So again, needs to be painted. Here is, sorry, I was exiting off a phone call. I'm gonna assume this is the primary. Floor is a little wonky here. There's just a little, it feels like it's raised at that seam. Small, it's small. So if it were me, I'd throw a bed here, and then you're not going to have a ton of walking space, or you could throw a bed there, but then you're going to lose end table space. I'm sorry. What are those things called? Nightstands. There you go. So, that is a little gardenia tree, I think. I again love the trim detail that they've put in this ceiling, and there's crown molding everywhere, which is just a nice detail. It's not something that you see very often. Closet, again, tiny. In a lot of these older homes, it is tiny. They are tiny. I think I sent you the floor plan on this one as well. If I did not, please let me know. Same tile. This door, this door sucks. It's warped at the bottom. It could be because it got wet, or it could be because they have cut it to fit and just did a really terrible job. Could be a few things. This transition piece also kind of sucks. Things that I don't know that most people will notice. However, I just want you to be aware. This is stunning. I love this. And I love that they actually have like drawers in here. Tub. This I don't like. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so picky. It's minor, but like, what the heck? This was a last minute, I'm going to do this to code bullshit. Like, I would pull this off completely and just keep this back. Because that's crap. It doesn't match. It's not the same material. It's not the same. The cut doesn't fit. It just is like someone half-assed this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do another recap. Bedroom at the very end of the hallways, the primary, that's that bathroom. Bedroom, the third room, closet. Just after the closet is their carpet with the blue carpet. That way is to the front door. This way, living room, kitchen. I'm gonna head outside. Here's the deck. This is AC unit looks brand new. Butterflies are nice. These neighbors have a dope in-ground pool. But it will 100% ask for the lawn to be taken care of because it is a little overgrown. I'm looking for the crawl space access. If it's under the deck, that sucks. Because there's not shit I can do about it. No offense, you guys, I'm not crawling under there. Okay, it's here. Also covered with crap. Ugh. Don't love that. We had a ton, well, it didn't rain a bunch over here yesterday, but there was a lot of rain yesterday. But I don't even see a latch for it, unless it's just, oh, okay. Hey, at least there's a vapor barrier. That's good news. Your plumbing is under there. It's not wet like that other one that I was in for you guys. I don't remember what house it was at this point, but it was a not it for me. Okay, so I think overall it's really cute. The details are nice, but like some of the details need a little like just, and it's so small, like that would drive me crazy. The weird thing in the bathroom would also drive me crazy. This would drive me crazy. And again, 100% does not mean they have to bother you at all. And I don't want you guys to get caught up in the small details if you love it. I just point them out because I'd rather you know. There's also, it's really hard to see. My guess is there was a light right there, and they have taken it out and put that there. And they just didn't, the drywall repair looks great, but the paint is a different color. You can kind of see it a little bit better right there. But I point them out because I don't want there to be any surprises. So you can also, I'm sorry you can't see it on here. It's all, you can see it, it's this board right here. Because of the joist in the center in the crawl space is raised, you can see the floor is a little bit off. There is a fix to it, but I don't know what it is, but I'll find out for you if you need to know. All right, you guys, I will upload this and send it your way.